My name is Tayyebe Hosseini. I'm with Moderator Civil Rights Groups, and on behalf of one of my colleagues, she wasn't able to be here, and she asked me to present her speech. And I came from California. Before I start, we have a movie. It's like it's 6 minutes. And after that, I present my speech. It would be helpful. This is about Mr. Burjardi. And this organization is by the name of him. More than 10 years he was in prison. This is his ceremony or public speech, and because of a lot of population, in 2006 he was arrested by the government. He advocated separation between religion and government in Iran. In this gathering, you can see different religion. It's not just only for Muslims. It's kind of Jewish, Christianity, Baha'is, and
باید از جانش دست کشیده باشه. هر کس تو این 27 سال دل خوشی داشته از اونها، خوشش گذشته اینجا نیاد. هر کس تو فریخور بوده، حقشو بردن، نابودش کردن، ستمش کردن، دنباله نبود. من مرجع گرفتارانم، به همه بگید.
In 2006, his house was surrounded about 70 days.
به همه اعلام کنید. از الان به بعد شما به همه اعلام کنید. رسما اینها حکم کشتار من و هر کس اینجا هست رو صادر کردن. آقایان خانم ها به همه بگویید اینها از اطلاع رسانی نگران، اینها بایکوت خبری کردن روزنامه های داخلی من نیاد که کسی از اخبار با خبر نشه. به همه اعلام کنید، به حقوق بشر اعلام کنید، به حقوق بیامون، به تمام مردم اعلام کنید.
October 6, 2006, his house surrounded by the intelligence forces and Sepah and different kind of police, and finally attacked to his house and arrested him with his family and his 6 months granddaughter with thousands of his followers arrested and transferred to the prison in Tehran. And I am one of them that arrested in 2006. And Shirin as well. Yes. International human rights supports him around the world, especially in Europe, UK, and as well as Amnesty International and United Nations. His case is highlighted. After 11 years in prison, because of his health condition, he is in a bad situation. The government let him to go for medical leave 10 months ago, but he is under house arrest at this moment. He has no civic right, and he has no right to access to his followers and no public speech, nothing. His house monitored 24 hours a day. He take off his clergy's clothes and he just put on normal clothes because of he doesn't want to be like a clergy. Even he has a lot of things. He teaches monotheism, religion issues. My topic about today is about ultra-religion theory of the wish actualization as a comprehensive solution for promotion global peace. The Middle East is the region that was the origin of many religions. In the past, there is a center of weakness, war, and bloodshed. At the present, the world, especially in the Middle East, is frightened by extremist thought. Most strategy of the peace and stability dictated by other countries to the Middle East have failed. And they have no result other than bombing the house in these countries. Extremist approach of fundamentalist and religious followers have created modern crises such as attack on helpless human and cruel right of a jihad, impose propaganda and export of beliefs not only in this region but also in the whole world, extending immorality and anti-conscience besides violating human rights. Hence, taking theological researcher action is virtual to fight terror and violence. As you may know, a lot of international community and government level action and efforts bring lasting peace to the world's people to live in comfort. For example, last year, inherited in a due resolution passed by United Nations General Assembly and Security Council representatively, the assassinated peace framework represented a major step toward addressing the structural shortcoming of the multilateral system and better connection, instruction, and inversion designed to deliver peace and security, development and human rights, and humanitarian assistance. In the perspective of the Hong Kong, a Swedish Roman Catholic persists, and the theologian, we need more and more than ever a comprehensive mechanism for dealing with global problems. He states that within the teaching of all religions in the world, there are common moral principles that can provide a moral basis of protecting human rights for despair, disappointed, emptiness, and preserving humanity from falling into the abyss of disaster and into inheritance. During this era of war and violence in Middle East, a universal dynamic doctrine known as wish actualization has arisen. The visualization process interrogates all thought effectively and has had helpful results among the followers and can be effective solution for the peace development. Hossein Boroujerdi defined the wish actualization doctrine, which focused on the similarity by promoting moral teaching and discovering and removing moral conflict, removing religious boundaries common in the present era, and presenting long-term practical solution for removing any bias in religion and thought. The final goals of a doctrine is to promote human rights, global peace, social justice, and solidarity with all peace, real and legal persons. Fundamental of the wish actualization doctrine. Under the undermining false doctrine of religiosity, the main cause of consideration among the followers of different religions is not belief in God and deism, but its instance of surrendering to God. In this sense, for example, Abrahamic religions do not differ in the worship of a single God, but there are different in instance of the God, obedience, and surrender to Him. And it has taken place many times that an action in one of religion is an example of approach God, and in other religion it is an example of polytheism and distance from God. Humanitarian perceives religion. Humanity is more important than religion. Friendship without belief boundaries between people and peaceful coexistence between religion is persecuted for lasting peace. Feeling of friendship and mutual support among people would be learnable. Kindness and friendship can bring peace. Therefore, we must train friendship to our new generation to build a calm and tolerant society. Redefining religious identity. Creating a new religion identity can remove a religious boundary in such a way as accommodate all religion in a large religion community. For example, the Abrahamic religion of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam can be accommodated in the large society, which is the religion of Abraham, in such a way that they believe to be one single belief, and a new identity can be created as a member of Abraham's religion in the follower of this religion, and reduce the faults of ideological dissent and reduce violence. Ignorance of the fabricated, thank you, and stereotypical differences of religion. In the circle of monotheism, the boundary of time and place are removed, and humanity is dominated by a single phrase: Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, Zoroaster, or other same one. Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and Zoroastrianism are no difference. Whatever you call, you will reach God. From every domination is in the land of creation you call God, and it answers. Whether religion are official or unofficial, the only connection is to conscience, whose other name is God-seeking nature, is continually meaningful. Redefining the attribute of God and rejecting God as a tormentor. The ritual based on the fear of punishing God and that if do not probably executed God comments, you will suffer severe punishment and fire and some excuse me, I'm so tired. I just go from California last night. Yeah. Has set relevant laws in this regard from the following. It is not effective in order to consolidate peace and prevent violence. The need to introduce a merciful and gracious God in a way that they forgive his follower is very important. Allah never provided a monotheistic religion with harassment of followers. The legislation of the law was first mild and peaceful, but in the subsequent period it has gained violent phase due to political issues. Fighting institutionalized religion violence in the frame of jurisprudential rules. Another function of religion is to regulate and direct violence. Whenever religion is the government structure, the government has been helped by religious scholars from structural violence. And scholars have dominated this structural violence in form of jurisprudence. It is clear that the religious violence, when is accompanied by the government, will easily handle the act of violence and will obtain the power of enforce in form the rules. The false view of the duty of God versus evil. The wish actualization point of view by undermining the belief that there is only one absolute God in the world that make human salvation and reduce tension. In the perspective of the wish actualization, there is no bad action. In fact, the meaning of bad comes from the perspective of the person or culture. Basically, the view of the duality is rejected in this theory. Human beings' fallibility. One of the commentatability that is emphasized in the theory is that humans are fallible, and God forgive mistake and consequently the punishment of others on the pretext of failure to execute God's command is wrong. The extension of this view to the individual and the certain of a forgiveness culture is another element to the theory. Getting good with someone who has annoyed you is the best case of virtue. In conclusion, this doctrine is the result of 40 years of research on various religion texts, and its impact has been observed objectively in society. Nowadays, most of the world is on the edge of the cliff of violence and distraught in fear of falling into the abyss of bloody and unprecedented wars. The opportunity has been emerged for scholars and policy makers to take advantage of the potential of this doctrine to restore peace and reconciliation to international community and save future generation from falling into the abuse of violence and religious assassination. This doctrine, which originates from a Muslim country and a Muslim person, can be very helpful in directing the rule and law of cruelty, such as jihad and violence, religion's punishment. Sorry for my pronunciation.
Please give her a hand.
Thank you. Thank
And if you flew all the way from California
you. Yeah.
just to present somebody else's paper, you can do better than that.